I would like to speak about the new policies at Sotheby's. It seems like there's an earthquake, new adventures everywhere at Sotheby's, and now it looks like that before we could say Christie's and Sotheby's were working in parallel in a way, but now they are so different. It looks like. What do you think?
I don't know. I can talk only about what I'm doing. No, I think we just realized very quickly that the way we were driving our business was just impossible with COVID. So either you stop, you go home and you wait, or you try to find alternative solutions to keep your market moving. And I think there's nothing, as Amy said recently with you, there's nothing worse than just still and standing. So we found a way of continue to, offer works for sale and
but the thing is that just before COVID, there was the arrival of Gre goire as a new owner. So what's the influence of the new owner on your new policy?
But as you can imagine, his business has been digitalized, a long, long time ago with cables and telephones. So this is exactly something he knows really well. So when we start discussing how to push our business, obviously digital was the first thing we thought we could do much, much, much better. So under Charlie Stewart, our new CEO, this was clearly, put as a real priority in our way to drive our business. And I think the fact that COVID hit, we were just under more pressure to make it more, quickly. And I think, but because we were already discussing it for such a long time, already preparing and trying to push online already, our engine was ready. So now we were just looking for more business and to convince every single sort of employee that this was the way forward. And I think this is exactly what we achieved.
And I was surprised to notice that the sales on internet, they have the same commission as usual sales, right?
Yeah, they have the same. Because if not, we don't want to unbalance, because we are well aware that live is also an amazing way to do business, and we're not going to drop that that business either. So if we start changing the way our commission structure is working, it would be really hard, to mix, and I don't think it would be a good idea to do it differently.
And what about private sales?
Same, we continue.
But you do a lot more, no?
As you know, it has been the focus of the company for the last 3 years. We sold close to $1 billion. We sold close to $1 billion last year privately, and obviously the volume are not going to be the same this year. But we close sales every day privately. My sale closed 2 this week, and not the same volume, but definitely with the online, this is what we can do right now is private sales.
But isn't there a risk to give a less good feeling about the quality of the auction house, publicizing all these things on the internet and all that? Isn't there a risk to give the illusion that art is like just luxury and not more?
I think we are talking to the smartest group of people on the planet. These collectors know exactly what they are doing. So there's no confusion there. We are well aware that selling a watch or selling a fantastic, work or great, condo painting has nothing to do with the luxury business. I think it's well divided. Doesn't mean that we cannot use the same engine. I think the company has been clearly showing that we can handle both in a great way, and that's exactly what we were already handling live, we're not handling online. And I think this is exactly the same way we have online for watch. We are selling Michael Jordan sneakers this week. It's already at like $200,000 or something. And at the same time, yesterday we sold, fantastic Christopher Wood. We made a world record for Richard Estes. We made new prices for Jalen Figgis, for Juliet Curtis. I think both engines can work really well. Sotheby's exists in 1744. I've been handling both things.
But I was surprised to receive some emails saying that if you want this work privately, you can have it. And formerly, private sale was the most secret things. And suddenly, private deals are like, you can touch that. You can know everything.
Yes. Just to show that, because we have been expanding private sale in a way that there's still the very, very private sales with people that don't want anyone to know that they are selling, or buying. And then there's other ways of people saying, you know what, I would love to sell my work for X. I don't want to go at auction. I want that net price. You can advertise this. So we have now on our website some pages like showing private sales. So it's just one more time, the same way we do on at auction live business and online business, privately. Now we even have a third engine, which is the gallery network that we put in place, which is just amazing in order to help gallery right now that cannot have any fair around the globe.
This is something new too, right? This
completely
new
new,
platform.
absolutely. And I think this is something also which is great, showing that we have hand in hand with all these great galleries in New York and helping them to they can use our our platform to show their artists, and there's complete trust. The work stay in the gallery. It's completely transparent for everyone. It's
not completely transparent because we don't know the percentage Sotheby's is taking for the deals.
Yeah, that's the business between the gallery and us, and this is not something we say, but it's the same for everyone. It's very clear, and it's.
And what about the catalog? You will not print any.
Yes, sure. So for online sales, we are not printing any catalogs. And for the live auction, we'll have a new product, which is going to be very interesting, which is a little less. We were, clearly we had to change these, monster things that we were producing too often and cutting too many trees. So, we are just doing a little less. It's going to be different. I'm sorry?
Which means
it's going to be a format which is going to be smaller. The majority of the contents, the essays, the comps will be available online. And it will be, you remember that we used to have the very big one and the mini catalog. This is going to be, we're going to merge both and have a product which is going to be in between. Still beautiful in order for people to realize, for those who like books like me and paper, to have something in their hands. And then if they want to know more about the work, they go on the website and they check for every single lot what we can do, videos and etc.
And there will be less catalog on paper?
Yeah, much less, for sure. But when we have 10%? A live auction, we're gonna continue. When we have a proper exhibition, we'll continue to print catalogs. So it depends on what the project is.
And most of the auction will be online, you think?
We are exploring right now. This is just brand new. So I would be arrogant to say I know exactly how we're going to be in 6 months. I think the sale we had yesterday, I think the largest sales for contemporary art auction in New York was $2.5 million. Yesterday we had a sale of $13.7 million, which is like 7 times more than the previous biggest one we ever organized. So I'm not going to say we surprise ourselves, but we are discovering. So as much as does it mean that we're going to kill the live business? For sure not. We're all well aware that drama is great, that we love auctions, and people need to see works, but it doesn't mean that we cannot do differently and have different, projects hand in hand. And that's exactly what we're doing.
But obviously, the firm want to cut the expenses. And we can imagine that if there's less catalog, less live auction, one need less offices all around the world and less exhibition, right?
Well, if you find one company today in COVID time that doesn't want to cut costs, please call me.
You're right, but the risk isn't it the risk with Sotheby's to become like a luxury eBay?
There is no risk, Judith. No risk.
Why?
We are well aware who we are. We were, created in 1744. We have been in this business for 275 years. We are not becoming a luxury brand trying to just sell products. No, we sell products also, but we're going to continue to sell the very best of humankind, which is these masterpieces in different categories. And this is just different ways of approaching the business. Like it's fascinating what we have been. And if you look at the last 2 months, we have been, facing at Sotheby. I think it's pretty amazing. Yes, we have been cutting costs. Yes, unfortunately, we had to, to let people go. But the core of our teams are still there, and we are just trying to adapt to the new situation, which is clearly slower, a bit more difficult, and in an economical environment, which is challenging.
Is there figures about people who were fired?
I'm sure there's figures, but I'm not going to tell you the figures because I would have it wrong because I don't know the exact figures.
And you have figures about the good result of the business at auction? On internet?
I don't know the exact business, Charlie. I think we sold before the one yesterday. We were already at $70 million, done online with like 40 sales or something. With just this week, with the one we just had yesterday, which was $14 million, we're gonna, I think, pass $100 million online in the next few days, which is completely unheard of. So
and you do as usual. You phone to your clients and say, "This is very exciting. You ought to be interested by this painting," or less.
Yeah, I mean, we, as always, and that's why it's so great. We are all learning. So yes, we have the same way we have been learning how to sell works, which is yes, emailing, calling, convincing, explaining, etc., etc. But then the beauty, and I think this is how we were able to convince, because at the end of the day, it's all about the sellers. If the sellers give you their great property, you're going to be successful. With no great property, you're just nowhere, no one. So the big effort for us was to convince sellers to say, guys, this is a new way of selling, and we believe it can work, and just trust us. And I think we were able just to get the great property. That's why we got great figures.